بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. Hello everybody. I'd like really to thank the Human Restart organization for giving us this opportunity to be here to meet distinguished people like you. And I think it is really a great chance to meet you all. Our conference is about quality standards in higher education. And when we want to talk about quality standards, we must talk about a vision. We must start with the right vision. If we want to talk about the quality standards in higher education, this process should start with the right vision. And for sure, now we've been facing current challenges. These current challenges around us, COVID-19, I hope that we are in the last stage to get rid of it, but it's there, its effects are there. Hopefully we'll get rid of that. So current challenges like COVID-19 pandemic, economic and social crisis with which the decade has started has led a show or cast a shadow on the coming years. For sure, it will be critical coming years. We can't ignore that. At the same time, it will give a great opportunities for innovation in higher education. Yes, it is a crisis, but at the same time, there are many opportunities. And today, I'm going to talk about a new vision in higher education. For sure, there is a growing sense of being at a tipping point, a time of transformation driven by multiple economic, political, and environmental pressures. And at the same time, the expectation and aspiration of society towards modern universities. Just remember this term, the society and the universities, the modern universities. There is really a great link, and we'll talk about that. So the expectations and aspiration of society towards modern universities are increasing and constantly changing. As universities have become the driving force for sustainable economic growth. I'm going to talk about the new global university after a while. It is a trending term now in higher education. We've been away from the old criteria and old standards of the university. When I'm talking about a new global university, I'm not talking about those elite global universities that have been characterized by high ranking, long established. These criteria nowadays has been changed, and even the game has changed. So, the value and position of a university in society increases how? If it leaves the role of traditional universities, and every university now should think about that, to join a new global university. This term is trending in higher education field. The term NGU is not targeting to improve the quality of learning and research only, but it is a reflection of the development of competitive capabilities in the global higher education field, and I will talk about that as well. It is imperative for societies to develop their national universities to keep pace of or with the ability to compete internationally, to become one of the new global universities. And believe me, it is a chance now for any university to get to this league, the NGU. Now, theoretically, It's okay. لا في ناس قاعدة بترفع والله شو بدنا أحسن من هيك ها؟ يلا ماشي الحال هيك مسموع؟ أوكي. So, when بقينا? For the NGU, yes. Now, theoretically, every university, even a modern university or an old university, could shift or change to the new global university within 8 to 10 years if they start the right way for that. Every institution's strategic plan must begin with a vision of what it aspires to be, and what I'm going to talk about is that. According to European University Association, AUA, making a vision, and by the way, I just remember one thing that I recommend for every leader in higher education, for the stakeholders in higher education. There is a document that published by European University Association just 1 year, about 1 year ago, maybe February on 2021. It was called Universities Without Walls. Universities Without Walls. That is a vision for 2030. It is a valuable document. And I recommend really any leader in the higher education to go through that document. But anyway, I will highlight just one point about the factors for success regarding or according to AUA, which is the 3 factors. First of them is enabling frameworks. And the other one, strong leadership. And the third one is adequate investment. If we got time, and I don't think so, we'll talk about that. Just a few moments, I will talk about higher education in Saudi Arabia. By the way, many ask me about my nationality. I'm a Jordanian, I'm not a Saudi. But I've been working in Saudi for a while. A while means 12 years. Higher education in Saudi Arabia. You know, I just want to tell you something. One part of the higher education. When I joined Saudi Arabia 12 years ago, before I was in United Arab Emirates, I was an advisor for the Minister of Education in United Arab Emirates. I shifted to one of long-established university in Saudi Arabia, King Abdulaziz University, from which University of Jeddah was deducted. So I'm going to talk about University of Jeddah, but it was part of King Abdulaziz University. Anyway, at that time, when I joined the university, there are almost about more than 250,000 Saudi students who are studying outside for their master and PhD degree. 250,000 at one stage of the year, which is 2010, you know. The good news, by now, most of them, almost all of them, they are now either professors or either assistant professors or associate professors in Saudi universities. There were some kind of explosion of new and modern universities in Saudi Arabia that shifted from 8 universities just 1 generation ago to become more than 32 universities or more than that right now. So it was an explosion, and you just imagine how many of Saudi people were studying outside and coming back. So I think it is a potential for a world-class education, theoretically. And really, I do believe in that because I'm living that fact. Anyway, let's talk about the new Saudi University vision. Let's talk about it. And because it would be a lead for most universities in the developing countries that would go to the same area of focus. It was created and adopted by one of the new government university in KSA called University of Jeddah. University of Jeddah was established 2014. But as I told you before, that King Abdulaziz University is a long-established university in Jeddah, and it is a huge university that there was some kind of a decree to deduct a kind of university from it that bring University of Jeddah to life. So it is not that old one, but it was established in 2014. It has achieved distinguished outcomes and led the light toward the new Saudi University vision. Now, the one who is talking about the new vision is University of Jeddah, actually. I will tell you why. The vision of the new Saudi University seeks to provide an integrated educational journey based on excellence in teaching and scientific research to prepare a generation of graduates in specialization that go with the future jobs. And this is a very important point for any new vision. It is based on scientific approach in a way that make it unique and distinguished among its competitors to gain the trust of the community. This is very important factor, and you remember it. In the coming years, the factor that will really give value for the university is the trust of the community. Going to this term, universities without walls. You remember this, and you'll see it in the coming years. Providing programs in a specific and unique specialization that are compatible with the requirements of the fourth industrial revolution to enable graduates to compete in the job market. Believe me, any vision does not highlight this point, I don't think that will be a leading vision for any university in higher education. This is the term of the century. If we ignore it, if we go for the traditional way and just rely on our long history, long-established history, this university is about 200 years history. She got high ranked. She got academic or accreditations, and there are many questions marks about this accreditation process. In the coming years, the criteria will change, and you will see, because we are going to the new vision. A new vision that goes with the requirements of the fourth industrial revolution to enable graduates to compete in the job market. Before all that, the traditional way, the university does not really rely too much on what will happen for her graduate. And now, anyone who goes to the university and gets a degree, he wants his job. And there are new jobs now. Many jobs have been canceled. No, nothing. In this century, you will see that. So this point is really very important for any new vision, for any university, so as to compete, to be in that league of a new global university, not elite university, elite global university. Forget about it, and you will see just a few years ago. Logistics is the key competitive advantage of building a new Saudi university vision as a focus area for the university. It's not necessary that this focus of area could be or should be the same for all universities. But for Saudi Arabia, because logistics is one of the important objectives of the country's vision. You have heard about KSA Vision 2030. One of its important goals that Saudi will be a global center for logistics services in the world. So, University of Jeddah, which was established just a few years ago, she got this point. She grabbed it and make it an area of focus. And believe me, the fruit of that, we got it in the university within just a few years. So, choosing logistics as an area of focus helped the university, not helps, helped the university not to be a duplicate of long-established national universities. I told you about the higher education in Saudi Arabia, and I told you there are really long-established universities with high rank. When I talk about King Abdulaziz University, when I talk about KAUST, it's known globally and got many accreditations. But I'm telling you now about the new global university. Also, to make a unique contribution to sustainable development plans. This is a new term as well, is very important for any new vision. Briefly, the new Saudi University vision consists of 12 programs, 145 initiatives, and 122 specialties. I don't want really to take a long time, but I will get you just a few ideas about this, because I do believe that it is very important for leaders of the universities, for stakeholders in the universities. The structure of the new Saudi University vision was based on three main pillars. First of all is investment of the new Saudi university system. This pillar really helped the university to get its way on the right time. Ministry of Education has launched a new system, a new law in higher education, and that was really modern law that helps in many aspects of higher education. So the investment of the new Saudi university system was the first pillar, and the second pillar was the Saudi vision, the country's vision. I'm sure that most of you have heard about 2030 vision of Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. So that was another pillar. And the other pillar, the third one, is to go with the requirements of the fourth industrial revolution. This is a main pillar for any university vision that should start and that aspires and to go on the right way to the success. Okay, so these pillars will go through some few themes. If you go for these few themes, you know, it is the traditional university work, but in a modernized way. The structure of the vision also promoted to the integration of the basic function, as I told you, basic function of the university through 3 axes. And at the same time, each of these indicates 2 sub-side dimensions with 6 strategy goals that I will go through quickly, because the main idea I have already said it. Since no one is asking me about the time, I think I will go for the whole night. Okay, because I need some water. Anyway, so there are really, if you go to the website of University of Jeddah, you will see the strategical plan, and I'm sure that it will be useful for any university to go. By the way, I'm not talking about theoretical information. Believe me, any university has the right way to build its vision. For sure, it will go on the way of success. Anyway, there are 12 programs, 12 modern programs that goes with the requirements of the community, the society needs, and the 4th generation revolution, which is very important for any right vision. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. I'm sorry if I give more time, but really I assume that I have touched a real need for the higher education, and it will be useful for most of the universities, for most of leaders in the universities and stakeholders. Thank you so much, and I'm so happy to be here to know you all. Thank you so much.